top three drivers, Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen, and of course, team principal of the winning constructor, Toto Wolff. So welcome to all of you. Great to have you on the call. Max, if you're with us, can we start with you, please? What's it been? 5 days since that victory in Abu Dhabi. How long does the euphoria of winning last for you?
I don't know, to be honest. It's all right now. Well, people, they always say you are as good as your last race, right? So I'm pretty pleased with that.
Certainly a great
No, but it was a good way for the whole team to finish the year we had. You know, it was very busy. Everyone, I think, was looking forward to a break, and yeah, it was just a very positive weekend, and a good boost, motivation for the team to go into the winter and try to deliver a very competitive car for next year.
So a great way to end the year, your second victory of the season. How do you look back on 2020 as a whole, Max?
It's been all right. I mean, you cannot just purely look on like race wins and pole positions or whatever. I think this year in general, Mercedes has been super dominant, and I just have to focus on my personal performances, and I think they were again an improvement to the years before, and I think that's what you want as a driver. So of course I'm very pleased with that.
And Red Bull as a team, do you feel that were there any missed opportunities this year?
Yeah, maybe a few, but it wouldn't have mattered a lot. I mean, we wouldn't have won the championship, but of course there always moments where we could have maybe gotten on top, but at the end, I think still as a team we did a good job. You know, from recovering from the beginning of the year where we had some issues with the car, to let's say where we ended the season. But it's no guarantee, of course, that we will do well next year, and for sure there are still a lot of areas we have to improve in.
Now, can you pick your best race of the season for me, Max? Where do you feel that you and the team really nailed it?
Well, I mean, we nailed the last race, even though the race itself was very boring. But I think also the race in Silverstone, of course, a win is always great. Doesn't matter if it's boring or exciting. But also for me, the one in Hungary, you know, with the drama before the start when I hit the wall, and then the mechanics had to repair the car on the grid and then still finish second. I think also for us that was a great result.
Was indeed. And of course, news has come through today, Max, that you have a new teammate next year in Checo Perez. Can we, hot off the press, can we get your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think he had a great season. He did a really good job with also the car he had, and it brings a bit more experience to the team. So yeah, man, I'm excited to work together. I mean, he's a nice guy, so I'm sure we'll get along very well, and I hope with the two cars we can make it a bit more difficult for Mercedes next year.
Can you speak Spanish, Max?
No, I think he has to learn Dutch.
Max, look, many congratulations on a very good season. We're going to come on to that Mercedes team now, and if we could go next, please, to Valtteri Bottas, second in the World Championship this year. Valtteri, are you there? Have we got you?
Yep, I'm here.
Fantastic. Hi there. Now, first up, how do you reflect on 2020?
Of course, as a team, first of all, it was an amazing year under the circumstances we had this year. We still managed to, achieve these kind of results and make history in Formula One to gain those 7th constructors title in a row. So yeah, on that side, it's been amazing. But like on a personal note, a bit mixed for sure. Of course, I didn't meet my targets for the year in terms of results, but still now looking at the big picture, there's so many positive things and so many more lessons learned about driving and about myself and everything that I can again carry into next year and really turn that into a strength and try again.
Now, I'm fascinated by these pole position stats. You took 5 this year, same as last year, but You got within 600ths of a second of Lewis in 4 races, so close to pole position. Do you feel that it's over one lap that you took a real step forward in 2020?
It was extremely close many times this year, and even in top 3 as well. But we had a good qualifying battles with Lewis. Obviously, in the races, more often as the points show, he got the upper hand. But I mean, I can't really say that qualifying was the biggest thing that I improved. I would say actually the race pace overall this year was a bit better, but obviously always more work to do.
Well done. And I read that you're doing the Arctic Rally again this winter.
That's the plan if it goes ahead. I think there's some rumors. I don't know if it's going to mix anything up with the Rally Sweden being cancelled, if that's going to change any timings, but we'll see. I'll try to get some rallying in. Good.
Well, look, good luck in that if it happens, and enjoy the holidays. We'll go next, please, to our world champion, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis, we have you.
Yes.
Fantastic. Good to see you, Lewis. Well, the records tumbled for you in 2020. You've had a few days now to reflect on it all since the end of the season. How do you sum it all up?
I think, well, it's been an incredible year in terms of the team's success, and then, but such a roller coaster of emotions this year with so much happening with the pandemic. And on the one side, truly grateful that Formula One got us back racing and us all back to work, and we got to do what we love doing. But then the thought of, the isolation for everyone around the world, and all the difficulties people have experienced, losing their jobs, so many different things. As I said, it's a roller coaster of emotions, but at the end, just truly grateful for the team's efforts to provide us with a car that we can fight for a championship. I'm grateful that we were able to race this year, because there's a period of time where we didn't look like we would be.
Did the uncertainty over the number of races we were going to have change your approach early on in the season?
Not really. I always take it one race at a time, so this doesn't change the approach at all. It's just that the season started much later, and which meant that the normal build-up, the normal race prep that I would personally have, and probably the same for the drivers, in building up to the first Grand Prix and arriving ready to kind of peak shortly after. Then there's no races for a period of time, and it was trying to discover the best way to train and prepare yourself for the opportunity if it comes along that the season's going to start. It was weird to start mid-season or mid-year, and all be in Europe and have back to 3 triple headers. But I think we showed strength in real depth this year as a team.
Give me a standout performance, Lewis. If you think of one race that really puts a smile of satisfaction on your face, which one is it?
Well, I don't remember all the races. I'd have to look at the trophies to be reminded of which ones. I think Turkey naturally is the closest one to memory, because it was not that long ago, and I think that was, for me, in the circumstances we were faced with as drivers, and with it being so pressured, the championship could be won in that moment. I would say that for me was my standout performance.
Is that one of the trophies behind you?
I have no idea. I've not looked. I'm grateful because I think the trophies that we have here, I think majority of them have probably helped the team achieve. So I feel proud of the cabinet that we're slowly not slowly, but rapidly building together.
Great stuff. Lewis, well done. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll go to your boss, I suppose, Toto Wolff, team principal of Mercedes. Toto, do we have you?
Yeah.
Great stuff. Toto, thank you for joining us. Now, Lewis just talked about the journey that the team has been on in 2020, but how would you sum it all up?
Well, it was a difficult year, like Lewis said, that we only started until very late. And then we had a season compressed between July and December. So I think the FIA and FOM and the teams must be really congratulated to have put a calendar together. And obviously all the media that, even though they couldn't be with us at the tracks, kept reporting. So we couldn't do without them. And in a way, the whole community stuck together in order to have some races going.
Now, when you think of your team, Toto, what is the greatest strength? What sets you guys apart, do you think?
It's always difficult to really say that, because we respect our competitors a lot, and they will be giving it all their efforts. So I can't really look into what they do. But for us, I think we have a good environment. It's a fun place to be, but at the same time, there is just the right amount of pressure. We love what we do. We set the right objectives. I think we are living our values day to day. It's all about integrity, loyalty, pride, determination, and that's what sums it up. It's not something you can put on a PowerPoint and say this is how we are, but this is something that we have set the standards over the last 8 years.
I'm sure a lot of people inside Mercedes are very happy that you've just committed to the team for a further 3 years.
No, that is a misunderstanding. I haven't committed to a further 3 years. I've committed for life. We are 3 shareholders that own the company today, and irrespective of my own role, I could, in principle, CEO, executive chairman at any time. But Mercedes is what I do and will do for many years.
Brilliant. Thank you, Toto. We've got some questions coming in from our virtual floor now. So can we go next, please, to Scott Mitchell from The Race?
Thank you, Tom. It's a question for Lewis, please. Lewis, we've had that news from Mercedes and obviously about Toto's future. Could you give us an update on where you're at now? Have you started the contract talks you wanted to start, or is that process going to roll over into 2021 now?
We haven't started a conversation. Toto and I plan to do that over the coming days. We've been moving quite a bit over the past days, travel-wise. But otherwise, on the super plus side, I'm really proud and grateful to see Toto signing. He's such an important leading figure within this team, and the success that we have achieved would have not been possible without him. And so he is such a great figurehead, and I think that the team's just better for it, just to have that longevity. And it's great to see the commitment from Mercedes, but then the added bonus of having Ineos, who came in this year and have been a part of our success this year. It's great to see that they're going to be a part of this team and help with the stability of this team moving forwards in growing to be better. Then it's going to take a big push for us to continue to raise the bar in this organization, because I think we've done such a great job over these past years. But I think the right people are in the right place, and it looks good. The future looks bright for this team, I think.
Thank you, Lewis. We'll go next, please, to Christian Nimmervoll at motorsport.com.
Thank you, Tom. Question to all 4 on the call, and only if you're comfortable with answering, but can we ask, where are you at the moment?
Okay, well, let's start with Lewis. I think we know where you are, Lewis.
It's pretty nosy, but I mean, I'm at the team, so.
You're right. Valtteri, how about you?
I'm in Monaco, at the Automobile Club of Monaco, which is actually next door where I live. So.
Okay, thank you. And Max?
Well, where are you, Christian?
Well, actually at home.
Okay, lovely.
My girlfriend is a bit annoyed because it's so loud.
You want to also know what I do tonight and tomorrow and my holiday? Maybe you want to join?
No, all good, Max.
Let me know.
I said only when you're comfortable.
Maybe I can send a video or pictures, from what I'm doing over the winter break.
Okay, reticent Max and Toto, happy to say where you are or not?
I would just like to follow Max's comments.
Okay.
To be blunt, Christian, with all due respect, but it's none of your business.
Better luck next time, Christian. Let's go to Dieter Renkin, please, from Racing Lines.
Thanks, Tom. Lewis, you were only beaten 4 times by Valtteri this year, once after COVID and 3 times after penalties. At the time, you said it felt a bit like they were trying to get you or similar. Do you still feel that way? And if so, have you reflected on that statement?
Well, firstly, I'm always delighted to see that you're wearing orange in one way or another. I'm waiting for you to come out with like orange glasses or something, or orange hairdo. But I imagine there is orange there. You got the orange bracelet. I'm just thinking of your wardrobe just being completely orange. Yeah. But that's a good shirt. Yeah, I think ultimately you say things in the heat of the moment and things when you feel that you're swimming against a tide sometimes. That is, I think, a human reaction. I think looking back, of course, I think we can always look and say we could do things differently. I think, as I said, I think we've grown. There's been a lot of growth, I think, this year. I think both as a sport and the steps that we've taken. And I think probably from myself, my experience with hopefully that I rarely do get to see the stewards, but I think with the FIA and I think with the stewards, I think there's been a growth of respect between us and understanding. And, I still don't think those penalties were the necessary penalties, but it is what it is. And it's not my job to come up with what the penalty should be. But I learned a lesson from it, and that they won't be able to catch me out for that again, that's for sure. Just got to be very vigilant and diligent moving forwards. And naturally, as an athlete, I'm always trying to find an edge. I'm always trying to find that extra bit. And it's a fine line between being over the edge and beneath it. And it's fine if that one is over the edge, and we learned from it as a team. Well, I learned from it, and it won't happen again.
Thank you, Lewis. We'll go next, please, to Luke Smith from Autosport.
Thank you, Tom. Question for Max. You spoke about Checo's added experience that he'll bring to Red Bull next year. I was just wondering, how much more competitive do you think Red Bull will be next season with Checo on board? And do you think he'll be a big boost in terms of trying to fight Mercedes, having 2 cars fighting them on a regular basis?
I don't think it's going to change anything to my performance, but it's more that we have a second car which is capable of, being up there as well the whole race and trying to put a bit of pressure. For example, like in Abu Dhabi, I think at the end, Alex was quite close, and it just prevents most of the time Mercedes of trying to go for an extra stop or whatever, and then I'm in more difficulties, because most of the time when we were quite competitive this year, I was the only car trying to beat them and try to do something different, but they can always do the right strategy with one of them because they will always cover me with one car, so it was always a bit difficult to fight them. And I just hope that Checo will be the one, first of all, of course, push the whole team forward, but of course also keep me on my toes, which is always nice, to have a teammate pushing you. It's exciting. And then, hopefully we can, with a bit more of a competitive car from the start, make it just a bit more interesting and difficult for them to make decisions.
Thank you, Max. We'll go next, please, to Christian Menat at Motorsport Magazine.
First of all, congratulations to the whole Mercedes team, and especially Lewis. Question is actually for Max. Have you been involved in the discussions about the second driver? Did Christian or did Helmut ask you who you prefer?
Yeah, I actually signed the contract with him. So I was in charge. I kept the salary very low, just, to make sure. No, of course we spoke about it, and I just give my honest opinion. I think it was quite clear that throughout the whole year, it was sometimes quite a bit, quite tricky for Alex. He's a great guy, honestly, and I'm happy that he's part of the team still. Yeah, at the end of the day, of course, it's Helmut and Christian, and of course Dietrich making the decisions. And of course, I knew a bit before, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter.
Thank you, Max. Who have we got next, please? Could we go, please, to Ronald Fording, please, from motorsport.com?
Yeah, just apart from a question to Max, just apart from the experience that you just talked about, how do you think it will help you guys in terms of tactics? Because you talked about Alex not being close enough, so that you always have to respond to one of the Mercedes cars. How do you think that this will offer you more tactical opportunities as Red Bull Racing?
Well, just be faster, be closer to the cars. That will, Checo is a good guy. He's good on his tires. He's a good racer. He's intelligent. So, yeah, that's what's going to make the difference.
Thank you. Louis Decker next, please, from NOS.
Thanks, Tom. I'd like to pose the question to Lewis and Valtteri. Do you enjoy having more experience at Red Bull, more fights, more competition?
Do we like having more?
Yeah.
Do we like having?
Are you looking forward to having a more experienced Red Bull team next year? And they're going to be more intense fights.
Yeah, definitely. I think Max hit the nail on the head there. I think, he's really been, with all due respect to Alex, in the races that we've had, it's been me and Valtteri against Max. Now, I've been in the position that Max is in where once particularly when I was at McLaren, where I was the lead car and the second car wasn't in the fight. So when we're fighting against Ferrari, they could play, they could really move around with the strategy and make it a lot harder for us. So I think naturally this makes Red Bull stronger, particularly with the way Sergio's performing. I think Sergio's driven incredibly well this year and truly deserved a drive. So I was so happy to hear that he's been taken on by one of the top teams and given this opportunity. I think it's, I think it's going to be an exciting battle to watch him up against Max, and that's going to make it much harder for us as a team. So we're going to have to really step up our game because that's going to be a battle we've not seen for some time in terms of having the two drivers there fighting against us. But we relish that as a team. That's what we worked towards. We love the challenge, and it's going to make it that much more exciting.
And Valtteri, please.
Not much more to add, really. Definitely really happy for Sergio. I think he deserves a seat in Formula One, and now he's in one of the top teams. So that's good news. And yeah, I have a feeling the competition with Red Bull will be maybe a bit tougher, but it's only speculating at this point. So I guess we'll see as we go for next year. But yeah, should be interesting.
Thank you, Valtteri. We've got time for one more question, and we'll go back to Ronald Fording, please.
Yeah, another one to Max, please. And about the dynamics within the team with Alex and also with Pierre, you will by far the lead driver. Do you think the dynamics will change a bit with Checo in the team and probably move back to the way it was with Daniel Ricciardo with more competitive drivers within the team?
To be honest, I don't know. I haven't spoken about it, but for 95% or even more of all the races we had, always the same upgrades on the car. So it's not going to make a big difference.
Okay. Thank you, Max. And thank you to all of our champions this year. That's all we've got time for in this press conference. We're going to hold for a few minutes and we will be joined shortly by FIA President Jean Todt. Thank you.